Ben started out with his first fire tournament and when he was 6 weeks old. So he's been in the fire service since he was 6 weeks old. We were able to actually get the video from the TV6 News in our local area that had him on the news, so it was pretty cool. But he was a hard-working, fun-loving guy. Loved his bush light and loved helping people. He did amazing things in his short 23 years, he did amazing things for the community and the whole Upper Peninsula people, we're finding out. He touched a lot of people.
As a mom, Ben was always on his phone, it seemed, and he still lived at home. He was 23, but he had bought some property and was working, and we were saving some money just to start preparing his household. I would always be like, get off your phone. We're at the table. You don't need to be on your telephone. Well, after Ben died, I realized that I was getting messages from his coworkers. I was getting messages from old high school students. And they're like, oh, I really miss Ben. He would have wished me happy birthday today. Or I'm having a bad day, and I would always come to Ben. Ben always had wise words to say to me. And I thought he was just playing on his phone, and actually he was helping others and greeting them and being a pleasant person to others. So I don't know, that kind of surprised me because I thought he was just being a normal kid. Even being 23, he was still my kid. So,
as far as Ben and I never truly ever we were brothers, so we fought. We shared a room for I don't even know how long.
Your lifetime.
My lifetime, right? So, but he was a great older brother. He taught me. Even though wasn't always so vocal about it, he loved me. He was super proud of my goals in life and the route I was taking, and was always pushing me to be the best that I could be, whether it be academically or just any of my hobbies. So he was a true supporter, even though he was really quiet about it at times.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a good brother.
Ben was my best friend. Mm-hmm. So I basically followed his footsteps and everything that I did. Joining the fire department, I've been on for 2 years now. So I was part of it with him, and then I actually started working at the place of employment he started working at. It just happened out that way. But he's taught me so many things. He was the guy that we can, wrestle, hang out, and I was the third wheel on everything for him. So that was always appreciated. But yeah, he was definitely a person that I get messages all the time about, oh yeah, I miss Ben, or he was texting me this. We all have all these inside jokes about Ben because he was definitely the sarcastic one. Yeah. That always has the jokes, so he was the funny one out of all of us.
Yeah. Very social.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ben would be the guy who, it never mattered when the phone rang. If somebody needed a hand, he would elbow somebody close to him and say, let's go. This person needs a hand, we're gonna go help them. And it didn't matter if it was 2 o'clock in the morning. It didn't matter if it was, we were all eating dinner one night and the Girl Scouts called and said, can we have a fire truck show up for the Girl Scouts? Ben was like, all right, left his plate at the table, grabbed, I think you went, and grabbed a couple other firemen, said, meet me at the clubhouse, we're going to show up for the Girl Scouts. So it wasn't time or day if they needed something. He always went to the daycares with the fire trucks. And lots of the little kids from the daycare remember Ben as their favorite firefighter. And they'll ask, some of the moms will tell me, is Ben in heaven, Mom? And they're like, yep. And they'll look at the stars and talk to Ben. And these are kids that are 5 and 6 years old that still remember Ben.
He was truly the guy that would give his shirt off his back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Without, that's an understatement.
He'd make a goofy comment about it. But he'll make you feel bad about it a little bit, but he'd go for it. He's always there.
He always had a sarcastic joke of some sort, but always brought humor into whatever situation it was. So.
Ben grew up in the fire service with me. I've been on for 30 years. So all 3 of my kids, when I had a fire and Carla was at work or something, I'd throw them in the back of the truck. They'd be in their car seats and fight the fire. They'd be sitting in a parking lot watching us fight a structure fire or go in the woods and pull people out of the trees in a 4-wheeler, motorcycle wrecks, whatever. The kids would be with me. So he grew up with it. He was in a cadet program at age 14, so he was doing firework for 9 years before he passed away. So, and he had worked himself up. He was a captain of the fire department, and he was a real leader. Some of the older guys actually looked up to Ben because Ben, that was one of his passions. So he just loved doing it.
He loved his community. He wanted to make it even stronger than it was.
It's amazing the brotherhood through the whole United States. Like I said, I've been here for 30 years and I didn't realize how supportive it was. We had cards and from all over the United States, from different departments and that stuff. The community wrapped its arm around us, and I actually think Ben's death made our department even closer. So it's just amazing what's happened.
After Ben died, I think I had a fireman or 10 in our house every day for probably 2.5 months. Ben used to tell me it was a brotherhood, and I never understood how strong and wide open those arms are that will gather us in. I've noticed it just being here today. You know, people are reaching out and saying, how are you? We just have this bond, and I don't think it's the bond of fallen firefighter. I think it's a bond that we know what firefighters are and what they do. So
we actually did fireman tournaments in the UP. They have all the fire departments from the UP come to one location for a tournament. So we do water things with ladders and water, squirting water and that stuff. And we come up our own special beer for the tournament. We call it UP Brotherhood beer. So we had our own special label and that stuff for the tournament. It was phenomenal.
I see Ben in a lot of their actions, you know. Heck, Levi still doesn't put his laundry away. But Tori, if you were to shave her head, would look just like Ben. And they have a drive. Ben always had a drive. It was black and white. You either do good or you're not doing good. So he had a forward motion always. Tori's done really hard to strive forward in her career, and graduated with her bachelor's degree in 3 years, and Levi's striving forward. And if I look at Ron, I just see Ben all over again. Some days across the yard, I swear it's him because they are so much alike. So it's nice. I like those memories that are so close, and to see those qualities as part of our family. So when I think about Ben, kindness and joy. He would attract little kids to his legs all the time. I mean, all these little kids would always just gather to Ben, and he would play and throw them in the air, and the joy and kindness of helping others, and that he was a strong Christian. Ben had a true faith, even at a young age of 23. I think he led people to learn about Christ, and I know I'll meet him again, which somewhat eases our pain that we'll meet again in heaven someday. And I would like other people to know, if Ben's death changes one person's life for the better, then for me, I can't say for these, it would be worth it. I hope his ripple effect is a good one.
My thing I don't want people to forget about Benjamin is laughter. Is because he was always making jokes, always finding a way to make people feel better in their moments of sadness or just not having a good day, crabby, anger. He had a really good way of finding joyous moments and making people laugh and bringing the happiness out of them.
People ought to know that Ben was a really hard worker. He set his goals and he strived for them, and he always achieved them. And his death, like Carlos said, is going to touch a lot more people because we were able to start a foundation with his life insurance proceeds and that stuff. So he's going to live on forever. We're going to be all passed away, and Ben's still going to be out there.
Still going to be cheering.
So he's going to help everybody in fire service and EMS, first responders and that stuff. And then his passion was in livestock and for 4-H and that stuff. So we did stuff for livestock, kids, youth and that stuff. So yeah, his legacy will live on forever.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the thing that I don't want people to forget about Ben is the protectiveness that he had as a little sister, He was definitely one to watch your back, the saying, watch your six. Ben was the one to constantly have your back. He was high alert all the time, just kind of, keeping your eyes out and making sure that everything was good for everybody else and that I was okay and the family's okay. And that's one thing I think the fire department in general kind of followed too, is situational awareness. He was really great at that, and so it helped me out.
10-4, good buddy.
Yeah.
That's he always said, 10-4, good buddy. So that's kind of his quote that we share as bringing, Ben to our day. We'll be talking on the phone. We'll say 10-4, good buddy. But coming here today, it was just kind of an honor. People pick us up at the airport. They just took our bags to the room. I just kind of felt embarrassed because we are the givers, and it was really hard to be the receivers. And I wouldn't be here right now, but I believe Ben deserves the honor to be known from our family. So that's why we came here to share with him.
Here's to you, with that smile on your face. Here's to you, and what time won't erase, to this moment we share, to the love